Reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Text 1. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Urdhva Moolam Adashakham Ashvatham Prahur Avyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas." So Krishna is trying to explain, this is the yoga of the Supreme Person. And here Krishna is showing us that how we are attached to this material world. So after the discussion of the importance of Bhakti Yoga, one may question, what about the Vedas? It is explained in this chapter that the purpose of Vedic study is to understand Krishna. Therefore, one who is in Krishna consciousness, who is engaged in devotional service, already knows the Vedas. So Krishna says that what's the reason of all these Vedas? Why are the Vedas there? It's the manual which is given to us. It's like when we buy a TV or when we buy any gadget, then we are given a manual of how to let it function properly. You know, it could be a physical manual or it could be a digital one, but it is there that how this gadget has to work properly. So the Vedas are given to us to understand what's all happening. Who am I? What are you doing here? And who is God? So the essence of all the Vedas is to know Krishna and to engage in devotional service. So if we are already engaged in devotional service, means that we have understood all the Vedas. We don't need to go and separately endeavor to read the Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, Rig Veda, or Atharva Veda. You know, we don't have to, because just by engaging in devotional service, we have understood that, oh, all these Vedas, what they are trying to say is that Krishna Stu Bhagwan Swayam, that Krishna, you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that we have to engage in devotional service. So the entanglement of this material world is compared here to a banyan tree. For one who is engaged in fruitive activities, there is no end to the banyan tree. He therefore wanders from one branch to another, to another, to another. The tree of this material world has no end. And for one who is attached to this tree, there is no possibility of liberation. So here, how we are entangled, we can see how there is a banyan tree. And then if we see the roots and the branches of the banyan tree, it looks like unending, how they are entwined with each other, you know. So when we are engaged in our karma, then we get our reaction. So each action we do, we get a reaction. Each action, and whole day we are acting, you know. We can't not do anything. Even when we are sleeping, we are doing something. What are we doing? We are sleeping. So we can't for a moment not do anything. We are constantly doing. And all these doing thing, whatever we are doing is giving us a reaction. So can you imagine? And we've had so many lives. So how many more reactions are there waiting for us to undergo? And we are creating so many more reactions for the future. So like that, we are just entangled in this net of action and reaction. So the tree of this material world has no end. And for one who is attached to this tree, there is no possibility of liberation. The Vedic hymns meant for elevating oneself are called the leaves of this tree. So what happens is, a banyan tree, of course, it has an end, but this is just for our understanding. But this, when we are just so engrossed in acting and reacting, then we can't get out of the material world like this. We can never ever get out from the material world by just engaging in our actions. No, the only way we can get out of material world is surrender to Krishna, engage in devotional service. And so the Vedic hymns, They are called the leaves of the tree. And the roots grow upward because they begin from where Brahma is located, the topmost planet of this universe. If one can understand this indestructible tree of illusion, then one can get out of it. So how come the roots are upwards? We always see the roots are down. Why is this roots of this tree up? Because this is a reflection. The material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. The reality is the spiritual world. The material world is a temporary situation. And so this tree that we are seeing, so we have seen on a river bank, the tree is there on the bank of the river and the reflection is there in the water. So if we see the reflection, the roots will look up and the leaves and the branches will look down, if we see it at the reflection. And then what is this, this whole banyan tree is based on, this perverted reflection is based only on our desire. It's only because of our desire that we continue to stay here in this material world. If we just change our desire that I've had enough, now I need to know what's the truth. I've had enough of all these temporary situations. And then when we try to understand what's the truth, act in that way, we can get out of this material world. No, otherwise we can't. This process of extrication should be understood. In the previous chapters, it has been explained that there are many processes by which to get out of the material entanglement. And up to the 13th chapter, we have seen that devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the best way. Now, the basic principle of devotional service is detachment from material activities and attachment to the transcendental service of the Lord. The process of breaking attachment to the material world is discussed in the beginning of this chapter. So Bhagavad Gita, all along, we have been reading that what is the best thing that we have to do is we have to engage in devotional service. So we cannot do anything. For a moment also, we can't do anything. Somebody asks you what you're doing, you will say, I'm doing nothing. You're doing nothing, but we're continuing to do. Either we'll be sitting, we'll be thinking, we're just saying we are doing nothing, but we are doing something. We're thinking of something. We are, either walking or sitting or sleeping. So, but Bhagavati, so we have to keep doing something. And those doing something is going to give us another reaction. So the best thing that we have to do is engage in devotional service. Now, engaging in devotional service means we are increasing our attachment to Krishna and at the same time detaching from this material activities that we are so used to doing. And then how to break our attachment to this material world, we are going to read soon. So the root of this material existence grows upward. This means that it begins from the total material substance, from the topmost planet of the universe. From there, the whole universe is expanded with so many branches representing the various planetary systems. The fruits present the results of the living entities, namely religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. So the idea is because of we are here in the material world and this banyan tree is so thick, there are fruits, there's leaves, there's branches, and then there's roots, and then we are just so confused. Oh, this, and we think, oh, this is it, Is there something else? I don't know. I guess I just have to be here. No, but then that's the reason Krishna comes and speaks the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and says, get out of this tree. You don't need to be here. Whereas we are thinking, oh, maybe this is it. Is it this? I don't know. But he's saying, get out of here. Don't just get so entangled in what you're already doing in this material existence. Is that okay? And we can continue reading tomorrow. Yes?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Shla Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you for joining.